Hey there, and welcome. So if you're amazing at what you do, you're a top-notch engineer, a brilliant consultant, a fantastic accountant, but the whole idea of doing sales just feels, well, kind of awkward and unnatural, then you've landed in exactly the right spot. We're going to talk about a much, much better way. Okay, let's just be real for a second. Does this question hit a little too close to home? You know that feeling, right? That little bit of dread when you know you need to find new clients? That sense that you have to put on a mask and become someone you're not just to grow your business? Yeah. Well, I'm here to tell you that feeling is completely normal. It's not you, it's not some personal failing. It's actually a sign that the old system is just plain broken. It's time for an approach that feels authentic, respectful, and, genuinely human. So, let's get to the bottom of this. Why does traditional sales feel so wrong, so icky? Well, it's because the whole system is often built on a really flawed foundation. Let's break down what's actually going on here. I mean, you can see the difference so clearly right here. It's night and day. The old way is just a numbers game, right? It's impersonal, it's high pressure, it's all about the transaction. But the new way, the human way, that's all about quality connections, having real conversations and building relationships that actually last. It's a total shift in how you see everything. This quote, it really gets to the heart of it all. It comes from Richard, the founder of New Era, and he built his entire approach on this one simple but really powerful idea. Lead generation isn't about some kind of trick or manipulation, it's just about starting valuable conversations. That's it. So how does this one idea grow into a whole philosophy? Well, it's all about reframing your goal. You're shifting your mindset away from the pressure of making a sale and moving toward the much more natural, much more comfortable process of simply connecting and building trust. And this is such a powerful way to think about it. The clean sheet principle. Just take a second and think about your best clients, your most value partners. At one point, every single one of them was a complete stranger. When you start seeing new people as potential partners instead of sales targets, it changes the entire energy of the conversation. Now, I know what you're thinking, Van Gogh in an explainer about business, but stick with me because this fits perfectly. When you can actually learn to love the process of meeting new people, of starting these conversations, you turn that fear into a genuine source of strength. It's a game changer. And it all comes down to trust, doesn't it? Just like Stephen Covey said, once you've built up that trust, everything else just flows. But you can't build trust with aggressive tactics or confusing buzzwords. It has to start with a genuine, human-first approach. Okay, so that's the big idea, the philosophy. But how do we actually do it? How do we put this into practice? Well, it all comes down to a really simple, actionable framework that's built on 3 human pillars. And here they are: empathy, clarity, and persistence with respect. See? These aren't complicated sales hacks or weird tricks. They're just fundamental principles of how people connect with each other. So let's take a closer look at each one. The first pillar is empathy. This is huge. Before you even think about picking up the phone or typing an email, just pause for a moment. Try to picture yourself in your prospect's shoes, sitting in their office. What's on their plate? What pressures are they under? What problems are they desperately trying to solve? When you lead with understanding, you're not a salesperson anymore. You're a potential problem solver. All right, pillar number 2, clarity. In a world that's absolutely swimming in business buzzwords and jargon, being simple and direct is a superpower. Seriously, don't try to sound clever, just try to be understood. Your goal is to make it incredibly easy for them to see your value and just as easy for them to reply. And this is why it's so important, because if your message is confusing, if it just bamboozles them, all it does is create overwhelm. And here's the simple truth: an overwhelmed person will never, ever become a client. And finally, pillar 3, persistence with respect. Okay, let's totally reframe the follow-up. It's not nagging, it is not pestering, it's a professional courtesy. Every single time you reach out, add a little more value. Be warm, be human. And yes, leave a voicemail. A clear, helpful voicemail can actually make someone less hesitant because now they know who you are. Now, I can almost hear you thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but what about all the AI and automation out there? It's a good question. In our rush to digitize everything, sometimes we forget about our single most powerful tool. Let's look at how these two things work together. See, technology is fantastic for the heavy lifting. It gives you reach, it gives you efficiency, but the human touch, Oh, that's for the delicate work. That's for creating a genuine connection. That's for building the kind of trust that no algorithm can ever replicate. And this piece of advice from the advertising legend Leo Burnett, it applies to every single interaction you have, whether it's an email, a voicemail, or a face-to-face conversation. Make your communication simple, make it memorable, and make it inviting. In other words, make it human. All right, so you've got the philosophy and you have the framework. The only thing left to do now is to put it into practice and go start your next great conversation. And as you do, please remember this. Reaching out isn't just about selling. It's about helping. You are an expert in your field. The thing you offer could be the perfect solution to someone's biggest headache right now. They just don't know it yet. It's your job to let them know, with warmth and with clarity. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Armed with empathy, with clarity, and with respect, who are you going to connect with next? Who will be your next great conversation? Thanks for tuning in.